Okay, in this particular lesson, we're going to be adding some text to our animation. Okay, after we get the swipe come up, we're going to put some text in here and then animate the text. So the first thing that we're going to do is let's just grab the text tool. It doesn't really matter where my timeline is right now. We're just going to type some information in there. So here's our text tool up on top. Let me turn on my mouse highlighter. There we go. And just going to click in my window here. And the text bar pops up, and you notice that my property bar over here changes as well. So I'm just going to type in, you could type in motion graphic, but for mine, I'm going to go Konwinski Tech. Okay. Because what I really want to exemplify, this is something that I could use for the YouTube channel. And I want to show how we can adjust this to make the words kind of to fit. Okay, I can play with my text, and I want to have my two words centered. Now, to get this to enter here, it may enter for you. If not, then you may have to hit Shift Enter, okay, in order to get that to go down to the next line. Now, when I have this highlighted, we want to, first thing that I want to do, I want to align this onto my page. So you may not have the align tool here. You may not have the character tool here. So if you don't, you can go up to our windows and you can turn those on here. Here we have align, and we'll be using character here in a moment. So turn on align, that will open that. Now, if I click on here, I can align horizontally and I can align vertically, and that puts both of those into the center of my page. Now that's putting it, yep, just the whole box. It's not using the anchor point. Next thing that I want to do while we have this open, before I get too carried away, let's move my anchor point down to the middle of the box as well. If you remember how we do that from a previous lesson, we're going to go up here into the toolbar, and this is our anchor point tool, Y. And we can grab this anchor point, and we want to get it right to the middle. Now, if I just drag it, it's going to be hard to see. If I hold Shift, let's see, Control, I'm sorry. If I hold Control down, it will let it snap right to the middle. Okay. There I have it in the middle, and you notice that doesn't change anything for my alignment. So alignment, align just the box. Now let's make some changes here real quick. I'm going to go back to my text tool. I'm going to highlight tech, okay? And I want to make this tech bigger. If your whole wording is very small, over here under the properties tab is where you can adjust it. I can depress and click this here, just drag it over, make it bigger. I don't want it to take up the whole screen. Maybe something like this. And find a font that you like, okay? For my font, if you notice, if I just click on one font, then I can use I'm going to click on the box one time here, and I can use the arrow tools to go up and down. Now, that won't work if I don't have everything highlighted, so I can go Control All here, and now I can go through and I can start finding a font that I like in a short amount of time, okay? So I don't know which one I had. One of these down here. So pick one out that you like. I think I had this one here, the Gills Ultrasound. And now I am going to, I got my font. I'm going to shrink Konwinski down a little bit so it's not so big. So I'm just going to highlight that. I want it to take up about half the page in the middle. And then I want to make my tech bigger so it matches the width of Konwinski. I'm not going to worry about where it's at on the page, but my T and my K line up here, and my H and my I line up pretty good there. But you notice that tech is a little too close to Konwinski. So while that's highlighted, I can go over here and I can change my leading edge here. And I can drag this up or down, and that changes, okay? It may be set on auto originally, but give it the right amount of spacing where you're visually happy with it. Pull it off of auto. I think I want it a little bit tighter. All right, Now I'm going to go back here and realign it once again to the center of my page, and I'm good. So if I wanted to recolor my text, I can highlight the whole text here, and over I have stroke and fill. So let's just, I'm going to keep, I don't know, I guess I could do mine gold. Let me pull this over so you can see it and get some of the gray out of here. And I think that's okay. Just to see what stroke does here, if I turn on stroke, it gives you an idea because we've been using that term over and over again, right? So what is stroke actually doing here? And I turn this up. That's putting an outline around it. They call it stroke instead of an outline. So feel free to use that if you'd like. I'm not going to have that on for mine. But we have the text in there and we need to animate it. So how do we do that? Let's scroll our text. Let's see, we want our text to appear after all three of these. There's yellow, there's yellow, green, and there's green. Now let's have our text come in here. I can turn on, let's turn on our transform and go to scale. If we want to collapse this down, we can just use S, okay, and that would let us see our scale. We're going to turn on our scale here. And at our starting point, we want this to be scaled to 0. So I can drag that over. It's kind of hard to get it to 0 from there, so I'm just going to type it in. There's 0. Now I'm going to pull this over here this way a little bit, and maybe 5 frames-ish, 5, 6, 7 frames. And I'm going to, now my stopwatch is on to start the animation, so it's going to auto key this. I'm going to change this to 100% scale and enter. And now if I scrub my play bar, we see. Let me just play it. We have it swipe and then the text comes in. All right, this is a good spot to leave off. We will come back next and really make our text pop by adding some more visual effects in here. So thanks for joining me, and we will see you in the next one.